Well, India and Ethiopia share close relationship. In fact, there has been increased high-level engagement as well. The Ethiopian foreign minister was here in Delhi and he had engagements with the Indian foreign minister, and that was amidst the COVID pandemic. That shows the high-level engagement both countries are having amidst this trying times. With me is the Ethiopian envoy to Delhi. Ma'am, welcome to WION. My first question, how do you see this relationship between the two countries?
Thank you so much. Basically, the relationship between India and Ethiopia has been there for a long period of time, and the diplomatic relationship has scored more than 7 decades. So in all this time, we had very cordial and a very good relationship. So I can say that our bilateral relationship has been showing an increase from time to time. When we see the level of business and investment is also increasing, especially for the last 10 and 15 years. So generally, the overall diplomatic relationship, including the human and cultural relationship, has been growing from time to time, and it's becoming so nice. Yeah.
Now, amidst the COVID pandemic, what kind of cooperation was there between the two countries? How did they cooperate at a time when we know that vaccines was something that every country was keen to get? India is a major manufacturer of vaccines.
Of course, it's very well known that India is the global hub of pharmaceutical, and India had really done a lot in terms of vaccine diplomacy. But even from COVID vaccine had arrived, we have got a lot of support, especially in terms of different kind of medication for COVID-19. And after then, during March, my country has received close to 2.2 million COVID-19 vaccine, and we are still expecting more from the Indian side, which has been produced in the Serum Institute through the COVAX facility. So I think this really helped at least to curb the situation to some extent, and we hope that this is also one of the means that develop the existing relationship between Ethiopia and India.
Ma'am, now talking about the Tigray crisis, which has been dominating the global headlines somewhere, can you give us the details? What is happening on the ground, and have you briefed the Indian side as well on the issue?
Of course, if you see the real side, the very essence of this issue started in November when our government started the law enforcement operation, when the TPLF attacked the Ethiopian National Defense Force. And then within 3-4 weeks, the operation was almost completed, and then the government focused on apprehending the very leader of the TPLF who were instigating the problem. And finally, the government already declared a unilateral ceasefire, taking the condition that since June and July is the harvesting season of Ethiopia, and giving time for the farmers to farm, and also facilitating the humanitarian assistance. But despite that, the TPLF keep on waging attacks in the neighboring regions of the country, and also they are attacking different refugee camps that are found in the Tigray region itself, and also this time they are also waging attack on the Afar region, especially on displaced people, where majority of them are children. So in this case, even if our government has already declared a unilateral humanitarian ceasefire, which is a political decision, we didn't get the international community recognizing this thing, and also condemning what is being done by the TPLF side, where they are employing and deploying a lot of children for war. Yeah.
Ma'am, the issue also came up at the United Nations Security Council. How do you see it being, in a sense, talked about? We know that when it came at the UNSC, India also spoke. India, of course, is the non-permanent member of UNSC. So how do you see the Indian positioning as well at the high table?
Of course, this issue has been there for some time in the UN Security Council, and as you have already said, India is the non-permanent member of the UN Security Council, and throughout all this time, we found India to keep this principled position of non-interference in the sovereignty of a given country, and also non-interference in the internal affair of a country. So they consider the issue as something that can be solved by the government itself. And even not only that, when we come to the Great Renaissance Dam of Ethiopia, when this issue also raised in the UN Security Council, India has showed her principled stand that this issue has to be dealt by the three negotiating countries under the platform of African Union. So this clearly shows that India is really supporting the stand of Ethiopia, which is principle based and based on the non-interference principle of India into internal affair of other countries, and we are always grateful to the support that we are getting from the Indian government.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to WION. So, the Ethiopian envoy speaking to WION on several issues, including the Tigray crisis, and of course appreciating India's stance at the high table when India, of course, spoke on the issue at the United Nations Security Council. With video journalist Neeraj Patel, Sidhant Sibal for WION in New Delhi.